through there. They don't need to use O'Day on ball. As you said, they can put her in the forward line and she can use her experience to do some damage down there. So we're getting ready for a big second half here. St Kilda with the breeze. Can they take advantage? Petrevski-Seton in there. There is McKay. A couple of youngsters.
I've loved that Georgia G's in the middle there, so it's great to see her get up and amongst it today.
Rosie Dillon, head over the footy. Just keep an eye on Kat Phillips. It looks like she might have the tagging role on Maddie Prespakis now. So that's going to be interesting. Peter Searles probably had enough of watching Prespakis dominate. She's put her best runner to run with Maddie Prespakis, but it's Carlton through Moody.
Good to get Georgia G in the middle, as you said, Alex. She's had the 2 touches now, 3 today, and she's too quality a player to not be touching the ball.
Absolutely, Charlotte. And we saw Katie Loynes and Elise O'Day, who are normally their big ball winners in the middle, to protect the likes of Prespakis, Egan or McKay, actually start on the bench. And we've started there, Carlton, with a really, really young midfield, which is great to see.
It's a full tag from Kat Phillips on Prespakis. As the Blues go inside 50, Stevens nearly took the mark. Vesio, good pressure. Harris coming through. She's going to be pinged there, the one arm.
Smart move with that Phillips on Prespakis. She's got the height advantage. She's also a really, really good runner. And Mads has worked super hard on her engine, but Kat Phillips can run all day. So she's got her work cut out for her there, Maddie.
Ali Brown goes wide. Well, put Lucas right under pressure. Well done, Vesio. And then she wanted to move it quick. Can she get around Lucas Rod? She wants to get back on her right boot. There is Prespakis. Broke the Phillips tackle. Drives it to the top of the square and in front, Alison Downey. Well, you can't keep Prespakis down for too long, and straight away she's had an influence.
That's the power of Prespakis' handball receive. She worked so hard from behind the footy to demand the ball. She had her voice there, and Vesio had no other option but to give it to her.
I'm loving seeing half today actually give the older girls, more experienced girls, some key roles, particularly Alison Downey up forward, Junior up forward. Fantastic.
And Alison Downey kicks the goal. She's been quiet in the first 2 games of the year, but that's the perfect start for Carlton in this 3rd quarter.
Yeah, fantastic. Just that work. Look, the fact that Georgia G, the ball went through Georgia G's hands a couple of times in the midfield. They won that clearance again, Carlton, and then get the ball out wide there to Vesio. Give her that space that we've been talking about all game. And Vesio just composed. She had a couple on her tail. She zigged, she zagged. She looked for the backward release. It came through Prespakis, and Prespakis spotted up Ali Downey. She knew she had the height advantage there. No one else in the field could take Alison Downey for height. And she hit her up, and good to see Downey hit the scoreboard.
We spoke about the Prespakis tag with Kat Phillips. I think right then when Maddie got the ball and was able to get it at pace, at speed, that's something that Kat's going to find really difficult to counteract in Maddie's abilities there.
So that's the first goal to the right of screen in this game. So Carlton extend their half-time lead. They're at the 17 points and they'll go inside 50 again. McKay, wide, Harris. Molly McDonald tried to get away from the Taylor Harris tackle. She couldn't.
That clearance again through Georgia G. So she's starting to have an impact there. Really good to see the ball in her hands.
So St Kilda, 3 goals down with the breeze. They need to get moving in this quarter. Otherwise it might be too tough into the breeze in the last. There's the Phillips and Prespakis battle. Umpire's ping Prespakis, a bit stiff there. Said she dived on the ball. Prespakis not happy, and probably rightly so, as Petrevski-Seton can use both sides of her body, goes on the left, wide.
Oh, good body spoil there by Jess Matten. Hasn't worried the statisticians at the moment, Matten, but good to see her present. She played her role when it was almost a certain mark.
And here through the effects, Mike's how vocal the interchange benches of both sides are. Barking instructions. Egan, Prespakis. That was well done by the Saints. Goes back again, Egan. Heard the umpire say not 15. So Tiana Smith trying to get out of space. This could be Matten's first touch. It is. Did well. Got it to Phillips. Can they create something? Got the 1-2. And a chain of handballs to Smith. Can she find a target inside 50? It goes over the head of Greiser. Lurking is Vott. Can she use her soccer skills to kick it off the ground? She tried, but Carlton have got the numbers back there, and it's Pound. Pushed as she kicked it, and she'll get the free kick.
She'd done all the work there, hadn't she? Just didn't need to, maybe just try to get that. Probably needed to put the hands in the side rather than in the back.
So Pound's first game for the year after breaking her hand in pre-season. Finds another player playing her first game for the year, McAvoy. And now Harrington.
Good set up here by the Saints.
Forces Harrington to go to a one-on-one on the wing. Watt and Moody. There is McCarthy, who Alex has asked for a lift this quarter. Goes towards Greiser. But again, she's got 2 or 3 blues to beat. Can she lock it in? Vaught, good tackle. And the Saints can now try and get a couple of repeat stoppages.
Just here on the boundary, particularly great body work from Ree Watt to half the Moody's ability to be able to take the ball. So great contested work there from both ruckmen.
Petrevski-Seton did well, got boot the ball. Can Sheila take the mark? She did it well.
Wow.
That's a terrific mark to keep her eye on the ball. She had to spin around in the air. And that was great concentration by Kate Sheila.
What I love there was Tiana Smith, then to Petrevski-Seton, and then just Petrevski-Seton just got it and just threw it on the boot, left foot, under 12 style football, and Sheila's body work was outstanding.
Yeah, important for the co-captain here to finish. And she does. Well done, Kate Sheila. Excellent finish. And the Saints get that one back.
Great work from Kate Sheila there. She's a really, really big confidence player, and her ability to actually go back, steady the ship there and actually get that goal keeps the Saints right in it.
You can see here, she just read it so much better. She knows the ball is going to, just carrying a little bit extra, and it just moves beyond its drop zone, in fact. So Sheila knew that, and she snuck herself and her body in behind those 2 defenders and just protected the drop zone by turning her back onto the ball and was able to take it on the chest in the end. Terrific finish.
She's worked really hard, Kate, over the past few seasons to get to where she is, so massive credit to her to be able to execute that under enormous pressure.
Yeah, it was her 3rd contested mark of the afternoon after taking 8 marks last week. She's taken 4 today, but it's Carlton again with the centre clearance, although Loins kick only as far as Molly McDonald. Can the Saints try and get 2 in a row? Build a bit of pressure. Watt will give it back to the runner. It's a bit of a wobbly kick, but it finds McCarthy.
She demanded that ball, McCarthy, from the other side of the ground.
She might try and take on Hosking. She wanted to, and then just kicks it. Good purchase. Gets about 50 metres. Will get right to the back for Sheila. Well done, Wilson. Laloifi shovels it out to O'Day. First game up, Walker. Been pretty good on debut. And O'Day throws it on the boot. Blues have got the numbers, although Loins just gave away the free kick. She knew she had Hosking there. Tried to shepherd for her, but just did it illegally. Rosie Dillon will go to Sheila. It was a good kick and another good mark. Used her body well there, Charlotte, to protect the space and was able to take it on the chest.
I think the confidence of Sheila, I mean, she's a bit of a journey woman. She first started playing footy, I guess, back over in London as part of the AFL London comp. Ended up in Carlton, didn't probably get the opportunity she deserved, and it's just taken her some time to get her confidence up, but she's flying at the moment, Sheila.
So can the co-captain kick 2 in a row? Needs to start it at the right-hand goal post. It didn't quite strike it well enough and threw for behind.
It's just great to see Kate playing probably that second key forward to Caitlin Greiser, which means she's probably not going to always get the key back. So it's great to see, particularly the Saints, being really smart, lowering their eyes and looking for Sheila in that forward 50.
Yeah, it was a good call, Alex. Greiser was double-teamed, so they lowered the eyes, found Sheila, and that's what she needs to do to help Greiser.
Just the setup too of St Kilda when they intercept in this on the wing here, they're able to then just they're steadying the ship. They're getting a bit of time on their disposal, and they're actually able to kick to Sheila as she needs it. She's got super height, and they can just pop it on top of her head and just give her that extra advantage.
So Whitford wins a clearance. Will go in the Greiser direction again. Got 2 blues to beat. O'Day's dropped back in the hole. Laloifi. And there is O'Day, again playing the extra this quarter like she did in the first term, although that kick will only go as far as Kate McCarthy, who took an excellent mark. It was good courage from Hosking, but yeah.
Well, that mark from McCarthy here came off Greiser. She couldn't actually take the mark, but she just lunged to affect some body work on the Carlton player, and the kick went askew, and McCarthy, as a result, was able to take the mark.
Yeah, Alex asked for this. She wanted a lift from McCarthy, and she's certainly answered so far. Can she kick at 45? It's going to go close. Sheila again. Oh, I thought she had that. looking dangerous this quarter.
Well, she's not okay, actually. In fact, one of the St Kilda players has called for some help for Sheila, so hopefully she gets up.
Yeah, slow to get to her feet, but Jess will keep an eye on her as we keep an eye on the play. Loins did well. And again, the chain of handballs for the Blues been a feature of this game so far. Goes towards Nicola Stevens, one-on-one with Brown. Saints get numbers back. Brown, well done, Georgia G, strong tackle.
Super strong, Georgia G, and every time she gets an opportunity like that, Georgia G always brings the play to ground with the ball.
We see Sheila, she almost takes that grab. I felt like it's sort of on the cut. When she came down, she lost possession. She's just whacked the head, I think, on the ground as she's landed.
We'll keep an eye on her because she was looking really lively in this third quarter. Sheila, we can see her there just going to get looked at. Hopefully she's okay.
Yeah, if you've got a player in a bit of a purple patch, you don't want them on the bench, do you? You want to get them back out there and doing their thing while they're in that moment.
So inside the Blues forward 50. Sorry, Charlotte. We'll see. Petrevski-Seton.
Great
It under the arm. Yeah, goes for a run. Good play. And as far as Harrington.
It is really good. You raise a good point, Alex, that the St Kilda girls do a pretty good job to give Petrevski-Seton the space that she needs to do what she does. They work really hard around the contest, and she can just open up the field, just square her hips up, you know, and just be able to steady because she's such a beautiful kick. They do a good team job to keep her in the game.
McCarthy's kick will go in the Greiser direction. Couldn't quite take the chest mark. Elise O'Day there affected the spoil. Wins the ball back. Petrevski-Seton hurt. She might have got kicked in the shin there in that smother attempt.
They're not fun, those ones.
A few wounded Saints at the moment.
Petrevski-Seton is up and going again, though, so maybe just a little stinger for a moment.
She'll try and run it out. There's Nat Exon. A really quiet afternoon, Nat Exon. Just the 2 disposals, and that wasn't her best kick either, out of bounds on the full. Prasparkas straight back onto the ground and straight back into the action. And again, always looking to come inboard. Harrington. Good kick, finds G. It's an open forward line. If she turns, she might be able to create. She gives it to the runner, Brazzali, who wants to get it over the back to Egan. Von Berto there. Brown now. Tricky for the Saints, facing away from goal. Will they pay deliberate? Yeah, the umpire has.
It's just there. It's what we spoke about pre-game, the Carlton just taking their time. I would have really liked to see G stop and actually hit a target then, particularly without the talls up forward. Being able to give them advantage to mark would be fantastic.
So Taylor Harris didn't go for goal, unselfishly tried to put it to a dangerous spot. Blues have got numbers. Guerin. Loins. Always head over it. Brazzali. There a chance here, Stevens. If she can get on her left, she can snap it for goal. And she does. Class finish. They've kicked 2 into the breeze this quarter, Carlton. And late in this third quarter, it's a handy 15-point lead.
Well, smart move there by Taylor Harris. She knew that she was really hard up against the boundary. It was a low percentage kick trying for goal, and she just kicked it straight across the corridor, and she knew the team had numbers there. Some really good defensive work there by the Blues forwards to trap the ball inside, and we're able to get the ball to land in the lap here of Nick Stevens. And you know, Nick's wonderful on her left. She knows where the goal is, and she just snapped it over the shoulder, and away she went. So. Great work. Maddie Guerin here, just we talked to her about her confidence before. She just kept her feet, was able to push the ball forward. The work here from Nick Stevens.
Particularly with Nick, if you give her space at the front, her teammates haven't gotten in the way there. They've actually given her space to run at the football, then to wheel and go. Is, you know, Nick Stevens' bread and butter. As soon as she's got the room in front of her to move, she's fantastic. Unstoppable, Nick.
She's always been a beautiful user of the football, and now the Saints are up against it. Can their youngsters get them back into it? Petrevski-Seton streams through the midfield, goes to Greiser, top of the square. Well done, Laloifi. Affected the spoil. Had Harrington in support, and now young Walker. Molly McDonald there lurking, the ball will go out of bounds. We'll get down to Jess on the boundary line.
Yeah, good news for Kate Sherlaw. She's standing on the interchange gates, ready to come back on. She's been given the all clear.
That's good news. She was starting to look really lively in this third quarter. They're going to need her if they're going to kick a big enough score to win this, Shiloh. Grace Egan been very good in tight today. Loins. Sharp handball there from Stevens to G.
Seems like half's asked the young kids to step up today, particularly in the likes of Egan, Pressparkis, G, instead of relying on the mature girls like Loins and O'Day. They're trying to be a little bit more free, and they're asking the younger ones to work together as a group as they come through and actually get this team on the scoreboard for their first win.
So a kick from G across the ground, just travelled with the breeze, made it difficult for Harrington, and he'll go out of bounds.
Great pressure there from Vott. You always like to see your forwards tackling hard, not giving the Oppo defence much space. So McAvoy is in the hole.
Sparkus, clever little handball to Egan. As Alex just said, they've worked really well, the youngsters in the midfield today. Here's another one, G. That run and handball style of play didn't quite come off, but you can see what they're trying to do. It's been working pretty well for them this afternoon.
When they're on Carlton, they move the ball really nicely. That overlap handball and run together and I think it actually fosters a sense of team cohesion as well. It's a great style of play that we see. It's just what they do on the end of that that's troubled them.
Moody. They go a long way down to pick that one up. Just coughs up the handball, although well done by Mim Hill. Flicked it back to Walker. Towards half forward. Stevens has got a couple of metres on Van Berto. Lovely pick up, yeah. And then on the left boot, we'll go to the top of the square. Was there a free kick? There wasn't. Harris went to ground. Good body work from Ali Brown. So just over a minute remaining. Interesting some of the stats there, Charlotte. St Kilda have had 3 more inside 50s. They've had the same amount of scoring shots, but they still trail by 15 points. Accuracy's been an issue. The Blues have been good. O'Day, clever to Loins. A couple of experienced heads. Back to O'Day, and Loins will get the free kick. In the back.
So good work from Loins there. Just was lower and harder on the ground ball, and just you got to the contest first. You're always going to get the free kick if you've got a low ground ball. Both players going for it. You just want to be lower and harder and get the free kick.
Loins wasn't confident she'd get the journey, so gave the handball to O'Day. Won't quite make it, and well done by Priest.
She's been outstanding this season, Priest.
Petrevski-Seton just rushed the kick a little bit. Was able to get it back, although McCabe applied good pressure. Strong body work, Hosking, and then threw it. And that'll be 50.
So maybe that bump there might have been a little bit high, a bit overzealous.
Yeah, they did well there. Carlton not to give away that 50-metre penalty. It was a pretty clear one. Yeah, we've seen less given 50-metre penalties. They're pretty red hot this year, haven't they, Alex, the 50-metre penalties? It's a big penalty if you can get it.
Absolutely, Lee. It's a big penalty in AFLW, but I really like the 50-metre. It gives it substance. I think bringing the 50 back to anything less, isn't that big of a deal. But in AFLW, if you can get 50 metres and a free kick, you're laughing. Yeah, well, Carlton were able to kick 2-1 into the breeze. And it's going to be tough for St Kilda now. They trail by 15 points. What can they produce in the last quarter? Stay with us. Let's see if the Blues can get their first win of 2021.